Hey, what's up, y'all? I am back with another fantastic episode of SOB, Style of Business, the podcast. This is your girl, Keitra, and today I'm talking to HL, who is the founder and creator of SlyFox Fest, and he's been on the show before. This year, they are rolling into the 5th year of the festival, and it's just an awesome festival. It's pretty multicultural, multi-generational, loaded with music, art, fashion, all that type of stuff. So we'll talk about it. It's hosted in Rio. I'll let him drop that introduction, and he's going to give you guys some more information about why you need to get your tickets and make sure you are in Rio for this year's festival. So HL, what's up? Drop that intro for me, please, and we'll roll forward from there.
What up, Keisha?
What's up?
I'm glad to be back. Glad to be invited. And it's HL Thompson, representing Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, Brooklyn in the house.
Yes, SlyFox Entertainment is the company. SlyFox Fest is the festival held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And it occurs from the 26th to the 31st. Leading up to New Year's Eve. The main event is December the 28th at Faro Beach Club in Rio de Janeiro. That's Faro, Faro Beach, Beach Club. And it's the most exuberating, the breathtaking type of event space that you could want in Rio, where you're overlooking the ocean, overlooking the mountains, the sunset. It's amazing. So this is my 5th year doing SlyFox Fest, and I'm excited about all the different artists that are going to be out there to perform, which is the main artist is going to be no other than my man Anthony David, R&B singer.
Right.
And then we're going to have a variety also local acts. And then on top of that, we got some special DJs flying in, 2 coming in from South Africa. That's going to be rocking the crowd, along with various, maybe 3 or 4 DJs out of Brazil from different parts. And then, of course, DJs from the U.S., giving all that multicultural music and vibes, and the fashion and the art. It's just going to be a dope experience that you should come out and check.
Yeah, I love that. And you really got me when you said the mountains and the ocean. Because I'm a nature person. I love being outdoors. So if you can combine the 2 in 1, hey, that's a win. And congratulations on your 5th year, HL. I know you've been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this each year. And I'm hoping I can, maybe, I don't know, for this being the 5th year, hopefully my time is now to really experience it, because I've seen the footage and I hear nothing but great things. But I definitely want to congratulate you on this being your 5th year of the festival, and appreciate you sharing with us what we can expect for this year. So just to kind of get things rolling, like I know we talked about this before, but for those people who are new and they're not familiar with it, like, tell us a little bit about your introduction to just getting involved with the arts and merging it with the 2 different cultures, and specifically with New York and Brazil.
Okay, cool. Like, when it comes to the creative side of myself, I'm a music lover. I been playing music since I was about 7 years old. I came up playing the saxophone, went on through high school, state, regional, when it comes to playing the saxophone, and then went on to college and majored in music. And from there, moved to New York.
Yeah.
With the rap group Gangstar, and then from there I really got in touch with learning more and more about fashion. Because my mom used to design and create as a kid. My mom used to make all my clothes, and of course I looked different as a kid,
right.
In the young age, with all these different homemade outfits or whatnot. But as you get older, you grow to appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because my mom was very creative with the outfits and whatnot. and then to move to New York and being like a fashion capital and learning more and more about fashion, and especially black fashion, from designers to like Carl Kanai and whatnot, and so many different, and Harlem in itself, Dapper Dan and whatnot. So I was super intrigued by fashion, just watching, and of course the hip hop culture in itself. It generates, from art and fashion and music. All of that is a collaboration and part of the essence of and the fabric of hip hop. So when you think about the creative side of walking down 125th Street in Harlem and just seeing how the different guys and women dress, with style and debonair and whatnot. And then, from an art perspective, I was drawn in more or less to the street art, graffiti, because I dabbled in it when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But to come in the heart of where it started in New York, just like hip hop, being part of the hip hop culture, and meeting some of the legends of graffiti writers of New York, and just hanging around. And one of them, my friend Wayne One, COD, and being able to go out with these guys and see how they create. And I was just astounded by that, and it sparked my artistic side even more so. So, and then later on, working in the fashion industry, that like even gave me more, inspiration of creativity.
Yeah.
So combining all of that together, from art to fashion to music and whatnot, and traveling back and forth to Brazil now for like almost 20 years, and seeing the black culture in Brazil, which I didn't know how in depth it was until I got there and started, meeting the people, seeing the people, and being entrenched into the culture. I see, like, wow,
a lot of similarities, I bet.
Yeah, I'm like, this black culture is amazing, and its similarity to the black culture in the U.S. When it comes to fashion, when it comes to art, and when it comes to music, it's like, and a lot of their early inspiration came from the U.S. Black culture and whatnot, and this and that. But also, one of the things that I really admired in the culture, the black culture of Brazil, is that they still carry a lot of the African traditions, and they still, with the dress and the way, the rituals and the spiritual connections, they still carry a lot of the real original, natural, spiritual connections from the motherland, and they practice that deeply in Brazil. So just being around, all these different forms of music, whether it's samba, whether it's valley funk, which is a form of music that is derived from the ghettos of Brazil. Kind of like hip hop was derived from the urban ghettos of New York City.
Yeah.
Valley funk is a form of music that was derived from the ghettos of Brazil, or the urban areas of Brazil, which is mainly black populated. So seeing all of this and being in the middle of all of this and learning more and more about it, I wanted to create an event that would somehow bring all of us from internationally to connect with this black culture in Brazil and come together and like be together and form a connection and collaboration and networking and experience all the creative aspects of music, art, fashion, dance, and just a yearly event to celebrate this culture.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look forward to it. And another thing that I really appreciate about what you've been doing these past several years is the fact that you also get, small businesses and different brands involved, just to make sure that there's some sort of networking opportunity, and just trying to build people up and help them to expand their own brand presence. So you want to talk a little bit about how you work to get other brands involved, or maybe there's somebody that's listening that wants to get involved, a potential sponsor. Like, let's talk about like some of the exhibits and some of the specific event and the days that they're going to be hosted on.
Yeah, because first and foremost, I always try to enlighten, people to the fact that Brazil is a large and up and coming, country. I mean, a lot of people like to look at it as third world, but believe it or not, Brazil, the technology side, the industrial side, the commodity side, everything is so growing and fast. And from a business aspect, the population, in that area of just Rio alone, being that, is you have over like 14 million people, like probably in that area in the state of Rio de Janeiro, because we hear the city Rio de Janeiro, but a lot of people don't understand that Rio de Janeiro is a state, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's a large populated state. So you have a lot of opportunities to, to expand your brand in Brazil, because Brazil is like a brand. If your brand is exposed to Brazil and your brand is a good brand, it will explode throughout the country, because that's one thing about the consumers in Brazil. If they like a product, they will stay loyal to it.
Yeah.
And I've seen that on so many different occasions. And not only that, it's a great marketing place to market your brand, because it's outside of social media and outside of like visual. But a lot of what I see in Brazil too, word of mouth spread rapidly throughout that country when it's about anything, whether it's about music, whether it's about fashion, whether it's about a company or a brand or something that they like, they share, and it's like from one ear to the next, they're talking about it, they're spreading it, and if they can see it visually, they don't have a problem with connecting to your brand if you present it, where they can see it, because they're always, one thing I learned about Brazilians, they're always looking for something new, to be, connected to. It's like, because they watch what goes on in the U.S. for one, and they watch what goes on in other countries as well, but they like, U.S., they mimic a lot of things that we do, even from the music videos, from the commercials to the styles, because that's one thing about, I would have to say, especially about the Black culture, and I'm seeing more and more, African American, travelers from going to Brazil. And when they come to Brazil, like the Brazilians, they watch us very closely to how we dress, to how we talk, to what we drink, or the sunglasses we wear, or the clothing that we wear, fashion, and everything that we kind of do or we present them with, they attach to it very quickly, because for one, they figure, if Americans are rocking it or wearing it or drinking it or, or putting it on their skin or putting it in their hair, then that must be what's really the end thing. So I would have to say we do set trends, and Americans, especially Black culture, are trendsetters.
Right. Yeah.
And they tend to be trend followers, but they also will follow a trend and put their own niche on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And somehow make it their own. And that's cool too, because the creativity of Black excellence is dope, and I love that. And any a market where you can network and connect, and largest market, as large as that market is in Brazil, and if you bring your brand there and connect, it just opens so many doors for any brand or any up and coming a company that are trying to break in on a certain market. South America is one of the largest markets that you want to break into, and my event provides that opportunity, whether it's a sponsor, whether it's a small business that are trying to make connections and whatnot. That's part of what my platform is about, is providing opportunities and making connections. It's not only just about the party and the musical and creative aspect of it. It's about bringing people together and connecting and providing a platform for brands to expose themselves to a different market.
Yeah, no, hey, it doesn't get any better than that. And I like what you said about, the creative aspect of it, because it brings me to the next question that it is a question, but I really want you to just give us a little bit of information, because I want you to expand on this. My question is this, like, what makes your festival unique? So what makes SlyFox Fest unique? What makes you unique? And I just kind of dubbed that as a new segment to the podcast, to really get into like the creative aspects as to what each guest is cultivating, what type of experience are they putting together, what type of business, what type of product. And I know like the thing that sets everybody apart is their uniqueness, their creative, their God-given creative talent. So in short, the question is, what makes it unique? What makes you unique? What makes SlyFox? I did this last time. Yeah. Try to say that 20 times or even 3 times in a row. But
I can do it because I'm so used to it. But SlyFox Fest, what makes it unique? What makes it different? Mm-hmm. Because like a lot of festivals, and and I'm not trying to throw darts at anybody.
Yeah, no,
but a lot of festivals there, it's all about and especially the ones that my fellow other Black culture festivals. It's about they say it's about the culture. It's about the music. It's about this and that. That's cool. That's fine. And I don't knock especially a Black-owned event, and everybody got their own little niche on how they do things, But what makes mine unique is the fact that it's not just about the culture. It's not just about entertainment. It's about connecting to the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about bringing opportunities, and not only to my event and sponsors or whatever the case may be, but it's connecting those sponsors, connecting those entertainers and artists and whatnot. It's connecting them also to the community and connecting that culture to our culture and other cultures, and combining and forming this amazing, opportunity for everyone to have a platform to be seen. You know what I mean? Because when a lot of these events come into town, they provide entertainment and then they pack up and they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't just come in to the town and provide my event and then I pack up and leave. No, I'm still there, finding ways on how I can help the communities, how I can anybody that I collaborated with, whether it's sponsors or whether people that I just met that came to my event, or people that have ideas and want to connect in Brazil or Rio or whatever. It's being that like kind of an antenna to connect people and connect opportunities, but also provide a support system also for these communities that we're involving our events in, because the opportunities that you giving these communities or people from those Black communities, majority, you're giving them an opportunity that can be a life-changing experience for them. And at the same time, vice versa, the people that are traveling into Brazil, you're giving them an opportunity that can be a life-changer, because you're connecting them to maybe opportunities that they never would have had the direct contact to make, on their own. So I'm just trying to be that beacon of like a satellite beacon to spread out all my antennas to all the different areas to make an experience better off for everybody involved, not just to come one day, enjoy a party, and then turn around and leave. No, I'm there for everything.
And for the long haul. We appreciate that, HL. All right, so before we get, you know what, actually, let me, because I want you to be able to leave your socials and where you want people to reach out and all that other good stuff. But before we do that, it's 5 years in the making. I know that you had this ideation, all of this planning, all of this, just kind of plotting, putting everything together prior to that. But when it was all said and done, your vision of SlyFox Fest came to fruition. Give us some words of encouragement, for people who are on the ground floor with an idea or their God-given vision or something that they want to pursue, but they just, they're afraid to take the first step. So just anything that you think would be of encouragement to someone at this time.
Oh, well, number one, I would tell everybody, you have to trust in the process. You know what I mean? There'll be times you're going to be discouraged. There are going to be times that you want to give up. There's going to be a lot of hills and mountains that you're going to have to climb. But, I wouldn't trade it in for nothing in the world, because me, myself, I walked away from a nice paying 9 to 5 in the fashion industry to follow my dream. And at the same time, it's been a hard road to travel. But again, I wouldn't give it up for nothing in the world, because I know I've never been so happier in my life, because I'm doing what I love. And I love, bringing people together. I love being a creator. I love helping communities. And at the same time, if that's your passion, if that's your dream, and if you really believe in yourself and you believe in what you're trying to accomplish, then fight like you never fought before in your life and never give up. And I guarantee you, when you reach that pinnacle, or you reach to a safe space and in the development of your company, it's going to be the best feeling in the world.
Amen to that. HL, drop them social media handles. Let us know where we can connect with you online, and if sponsors or if somebody just wants to experience the event coming up in December, let us know where they can purchase tickets and when the things like that are available. I don't know if you're currently selling tickets right now, but just drop all that information for us.
Okay, no problem. Tickets are on sale right now, and you can go on my website, SlyFoxFest.com. That's SlyFoxFest.com. And also the IG handles are SlyFox Fest, and then my personal one is SlyFox NYC. So there's a lot of SlyFoxes, but SlyFox Fest on IG, and SlyFox NYC also on IG is my personal one, and the website SlyFoxFest.com.
Gotcha. A lot of SlyFoxes, but only one original. All right.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying, AJ? Did I see what I did? Yeah.
I definitely see what you did, and I love that you tell me about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
SlyFox gonna keep it hot, and definitely I would tell everybody out there, you come to SlyFox Fest in Rio de Janeiro, and it would be an experience you never will forget. It's around that time, for New Year's Eve, like we was talking about Keitra before. It's like, especially, my event is, I have things planned out throughout the week, but the main event is on the 28th of December. And also on New Year's Eve on the whole beachfront at Copacabana Beach, you have over 2 million people witnessing New Year's Eve on the beach. You know what I mean? And it's live concerts and whatnot. And I'll have my own private party or whatever the case may be. And then I'll have events going on throughout the week. So you can go on SlyFoxFest.com. You can buy the ticket to the main event on December the 28th. You won't regret it. And you can, and there's a lot of information on the website. And you can reach me if you're a sponsor. It's definitely, the email is on there, and reach out because, I definitely want to get a lot of sponsors to get involved. And it's just not about just the money, but at the same time, you need to come out there and you need to expose your brand to South America because check it out. Yeah. It ain't just coincidence that the NFL has played 2 back-to-back games in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Oh, wow. Because Brazil is that new, I'm telling you, it's that new country that everybody is wanting to be a part of. So come check it out and be a part of SlyFox Fest, the vibe.
All right, guys, you heard it first here. Make sure you check out HL's festival and the website and all that other good stuff. And HL, as always, it's been a pleasure having you as a guest. I know this year's festival is going to be just as successful and even more so special since it is the 5th year anniversary. And we look forward to having you back.
Yes, and I appreciate you so much, Keisha. You've been one of my main supporters, and I appreciate the opportunity to reach your large crowd and be able to tell them all about what I got going on. And I just love the fact that you supported me from day one. So, the love is strong on this end. So I appreciate it. And I look forward to you coming out and enjoying yourself as well. So let's do it.
All right. I'm there. Appreciate you, HL. Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Bye.